Today I want to show you a beautiful trap that works surprisingly well, and it starts after d4, d5, and it's not going to be the Queen's Gambit or the London or anything like that, but rather the Chigorin variation. And you are going to strike at the center immediately. This is one of the main ideas, and they are going to take since the pawn is free. Now it's kind of like a reverse Queen's Gambit, right? And we could like try to gain the center, regain that pawn. Obviously this pawn would be lost in this case, so it's a tempo down on the actual Queen's Gambit because we're playing black. But we're not going to do any of that stuff, and we're just going to develop our knight, saying, okay, you can take another pawn, and they will usually do that. It's still the best move for them, so why wouldn't they? And here, instead of trading queens, or probably better to just take our queen out, we're going to insist on him trading. So we're going to attack that queen, and of course they can move somewhere else, but they're probably like, okay, we're up 2 pawns already, so yeah, it makes sense to just trade, because why not go into the end game 2 pawns up? And in this position our trap is set. It looks like a quiet position, and that's why this trap works so well. So it works especially well in bullet, because yeah, usually in bullet you only take a lot of time when you know it's a critical position, and this position at first glance doesn't really seem all that critical. So one of the most placed moves here is actually already a losing mistake, which is knight f3. And you might not see it at first, but we can just have a threat here that can't really be stopped. So we're gonna play knight b4, and notice that we are attacking this pawn. And one thing to notice, that will be a fork, and especially in bullet games, people will likely be, okay, I don't want to get forked, I don't see a way to defend this square, so let me just move my rook to get out of the fork. But as you might have noticed, we're gonna play this move anyway, and because our rook is here, the king is cut off, and it's actually checkmate. So going back, they can't really move the rook there. So if they see that checkmate, they're probably like, okay, I need to make an escape square for my king. The only way to do that is by moving my e-pawn. So they're gonna play like e3. But again, we're gonna give this check. Notice our rook is still cutting off this this rank. So file, sorry. They're gonna bring the king up, but now we can bring on our bishop, and if you look carefully, we are covering that, that, and that. So it's checkmate again. So already 2 ways they can fall for, and usually they will play one of these 2 moves, but the best for them is to actually block on the square, either with the knight or with the bishop. So let's say they go with the bishop, but in that case they are giving up the rook, and it's the best they can do, because now this rank is blocked. They can actually move that king, and we can win the rook. Probably they're gonna win back our knight, so we actually have an exchange for 2 pawns, but this pawn is very weak. Our rook is active, their king can't castle, so yeah, this is definitely good for us. So yeah, a lot of ways to trap them, but basically after they play this knight move, we are winning. And like I said, especially in bullet, this works a lot. So yeah, I hope you can trap some players with this as well. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.